What's up everybody, I just want to let you guys know that I am still doing sessions pretty much every day, so if any of you guys are interested in booking a coaching session, then go ahead and click the link below, as the prices are cheaper than ever. Also, if you do appreciate these art of videos and you want to see more, then please support me on Patreon or by joining the YouTube channel. King K. Rool is the demented ruler of the Kremlins. He's a pirate, a captain, a kidnapper, a terrorizer of Kongs, who's repeatedly been stealing hordes of bananas in order to starve out the Kongs to occupy the DK Island. What? Oh my god. Anyways, he's a king, much like King DDD, so naturally they've had continuous monarchical disputes about who the true king is. Wait, no, that's the wrong video. King K. Rool is the second heaviest character in the game with a recovery that goes really far. He's got decent pressure with big landing aerials, fast and unchallengeable burst options, 2 projectiles, good damage output, a good time killing, deals with projectiles well because of his counter and even his crown, a really good fast fall, a really good dash grab, and he has armor on his belly on a ton of moves, making him a very balanced heavyweight. But while large and in charge, he gets all the taxes that comes with it, making him easy to combo and gives him a tragic disadvantage state. K. Rool's beer belly can take about 36% before it breaks, and it'll visually show you the approximate amount of damage that it's tanked up. Luckily, this glorious dad bod will heal itself over time, taking roughly 25 seconds for it to fully restore. The armor breaking is not anything that you'll have to worry about in most matchups, especially if you keep an eye out on the cracks and play it safe with moves like forward air, back air, up tilt, jab, specials, and so on until it heals just a bit. However, watch out for really strong moves that can break it in one hit. His belly armor is present during dash attack, forward tilt, up smash, down smash, neutral air, down air, up air, and side taunt. This armor will only apply on the belly. K. Rool's head and back is still vulnerable, which is why getting behind K. Rool in neutral and especially disadvantage is a key counterplay, since he lacks in good out of shield options behind him and the belly armor can be worked around in disadvantage as long as you hit his back. Whiff punishing or shield grabbing his unsafe aerials is a good solution as well. Belly armor will mainly help with beating out attacks and make it much easier for K. Rool to punish landings. Armor through mashed attacks, beat certain options out of shield by the opponent, anti-air easier, land easier, and it will benefit him in other super specific scenarios as well. You'll mainly want to focus on pressuring the opponent first before attempting to take advantage of your burst options. Your best aerial to pressure with is short hop landing forward air, since it's safe, fast, long ranged, and will provide combos. Back air comes out a bit slower but can be great for pressuring as well if you space it for kills against cornered opponents, and even landing neutral air, as long as you land the initial hit of neutral air as low as possible against shields, and if you have enough space away from the opponent or are standing under a platform from a good distance, you should almost always be pressuring with Blunderbuss or Krown to try making them shield, jump, and pace themselves against these projectiles. Blunderbuss's cannonball moves slowly, which is great for controlling space and creating opportunities to further pressure the opponent. You can hold the B button after the shot and the Blunderbuss will start vacuuming in opponents who get close. This can be good against opponents blocking the cannonball too close and are slightly too slow to immediately punish. The vacuum can actually be very slightly delayed as well. This will mostly be used on a platform while falling through as a mix-up, and you get to drift to the left and right as you drop through. If there is still a cannonball visible on stage, then your Blunderbuss will only be able to vacuum, but at least the vacuum will come out faster. It can also be used while off stage to try cheesing opponents who attempt to edgeguard you carelessly. You can also vacuum the cannonball if it ends up right in front of you after hitting a shield or a projectile, for example, as a mix-up. Once the cannonball is sucked in, K. Rool will by default shoot it diagonally up, but you can also hold up or backwards. A great way of using it is by full hopping with Blunderbuss to potentially cover full hops, and if you expect dashes in, then you can hold B to suck them in. You can also just land and play since there won't be much lag. It's also key right after launching the opponent off stage to limit them from recovering high. Forcing a low recovery is extremely important, as Rool will be amazing at edgeguarding low recoveries with counter, neutral air armor, down air armor, and down air 2 frames. And even if you miss the cannonball, you'll still potentially be able to combo into it if they go low. This would work on stage 2, of course, if you're lucky enough to set it up just right. It'll also be used at the ledge to beat out almost all ledge options, but this is mediocre as there are plenty of specific counterplays, and as long as you just wait, you'll be fine. If you stand far away with Blunderbuss, ledge jump will be a good counterplay, and if you get closer to beat the ledge jump, you'll lose to get up attack. Krown will give Rool roughly 14% armor at frame 6 till 63, and at frame 64 he'll be able to put up his shield already, so it's not something you can typically beat out with attacks unless they're really strong. Grabbing him is typically the best answer if you've jumped over the initial Krown throw, because if you end up shielding the initial throw of the Krown from about burst range, then it'll typically be too late for a punish, and Rool would potentially have time to try shielding or dodging your attack, and best of all, jab once or twice to intercept you into the returning Krown, which allows for crazy damage output and kill confirms. Depending on character and how low Rool's percent is, even if you ended up grabbing him, the Krown will still be returning, and if you throw immediately, sometimes it'll come back in good time to interrupt the combo, or just force you to use a quicker, less rewarding throw. As if you hold on and wait to try timing your combo throw to gain invincibility frames against the Krown, Rool might be mashing out, causing you to get hit by the Krown anyway. It's important to know that the returning Krown will always have an animation, as long as you aren't doing any attack, shielding, or in your jump squat animation. Even when you miss catching the Krown and want to run to pick it up, there will be an animation. Another great way to catch the Krown is to be reversed just as you catch it. In fact, you can be reverse both the Blunderbuss as well as the Krown throw. Anyways, you should probably be careful not losing the Krown, since it's really good against Rool. If you throw the Krown against ledge trappers high enough and immediately recover, you'll still be able to re-catch the Krown as you grab the ledge if done correctly. If you hit the opponent while the Krown is moving towards them, they'll get launched away and it'll most likely not combo, and instead you can try to catch landings. And if it hits while returning to you, it'll launch towards you for combos, and up smash and up air for kills. It'll be decent while recovering to tank through an edge guard and force yourself to go low. Just keep in mind that you will sacrifice the Krown, which sometimes won't be worth it. So keep in mind that you can also use counter to counterplay edge guards, as it comes out just as fast as his air dodge. And a unique thing about his counter is that on activation, you can actually turn it around. Watch out though, because Rool's head, feet, and back are still vulnerable during the counter. Anyways, if you go low and the propeller hits an opponent while grabbing the ledge, you can potentially combo it into a ledge jump neutral air or even up air for a kill. If you're launched off stage, you can also throw the Krown towards the blast zone, and it might come back to help you recover. The best use of Krown will typically be in the advantage state. After launching an opponent off of a neutral win, Krown will be great since it can cover landings really well. Rool's aerials are actually extremely good. Okay, so I know there are going to be some casuals or even low-level players watching this. Guys, listen, I mentioned this in every single Art of video, but I want to make it extra clear. Land your aerials. Short hop and delay your aerial so it's landed as low as possible, and preferably space it. It'll be much better, it'll be safer against shield, and it'll lead to combos. I don't want to see you buffer short hop aerials all the time, and I especially don't want to see you mash full hop neutral air fast fall, as it's lazy and easily punishable. Please, all of K. Rool's aerials have a sweet spot and a sour spot. Neutral air will be very safe against shield if landed low enough, and will typically be followed up with a shield, jab, or full hop. It's obviously amazing as an out of shield option since it's fast and hard to challenge, and it'll also combo really well. The sweet spot is recommended to hit for low percent combos, while the sour spot will be better around mid to high percents, since the sweet spot will start forcing tech chases at mid to high percents, while the sour spot will start forcing tech chases around kill percents. If the opponent DI is in on the sour spot, you might be able to kill confirm into dash attack. And if you hit the opponent while they're airborne, you'll be able to combo into an aerial if they DI in. Forward air combos will be pretty much the same in what you'll get to follow up with, just that it'll set up for tech chases just a bit earlier. Down air is mainly for spiking off stage or 2-framing, but it will provide combos as well, mainly into grab, up air, or up smash. Back air will strongly spike aerial opponents, which, if you hit them in the air, can lead into combos as well, because it won't spike grounded opponents, and instead it'll just straight up kill around 90%. Up air is extremely strong, and it's unique in that it's impossible to land it since you bounce up each time you do it. This actually comes in handy while off stage, since it'll allow you to stall off stage to take your time going low, while your belly protects you. You could even be sneaky with this and get back on stage. Buffering short hop up air will also put you perfectly on a platform. This can be good or bad, that's up to you. Jab is fast, will do a ton of damage, and always set up for a tech situation at low percents. Forward tilt can be safe at max range in a ton of matchups, and is just a great way to clap mashing opponents because of the armor and because of its range. It's also great to dash away and whiff punish or punish landings with. Angling it down lets you 2-frame, but it'll also help you beat get-up attacks since you slightly shift your belly armor down, and angling it up lets you deal with short hops and can cover your head. It'll also kill at high percents or just launch them perfectly for an edgeguard. Up tilt comes out on frame 5, wow, and it has crazy range upwards, so it's decent at anti-airing, but it's weak when hitting airborne opponents. It's actually only strong close range on its startup, and can potentially be used right after a landed aerial as a mix-up to try killing an opponent attempting to grab out of shield. It's also a good defensive option if you want to intercept opponents dashing at you, but it won't be safe against shield. Down tilt is a bit slow and hard to hit, but can be used against opponents being too predictable with their down tilts against you. It's also good against tech rolls in, or against spot dodges once your dash grabs have conditioned the opponent. Just be careful since it won't be safe against shield. If you hit it close enough, it'll bury opponents for a good while to lead into anything fast, including forward smash for a kill at high percents. If you hit it at max range, it'll just launch opponents slightly upwards, which can be followed up with forward air, but it won't really true combo into anything. Dash attack is very strong, but not safe against shield, even if it can cross up at close range sometimes, so it'll mostly just be used to beat out attacks and landings. Down smash is actually a pretty nice landing mix-up since it'll jump over grabs out of shield. It's also decent at hard calling out burst options against you, predictable rolls, and it'll also quake the ground around him, which won't combo but will be great for setting up platform tech chases. Up smash is whack as hell, as it has many hitboxes and ways it could hit the opponent, but in reality it's only good for a single thing: hitting opponents that are airborne with the head. If you hit opponents on platforms, there will be a double hit that you have to keep in mind. K-Rool's grab goes really far, so it's great at whiff punishing. At 0%, you'll want to immediately forward throw into dash attack. The dash attack has to be instant. That means that you have to control stick forward and C stick forward together right after the throw. If you don't want to forward throw into dash attack or the opponent is out of percentage for it, which typically is around 15 to 30%, then you'll want to just simply up throw since it does the most amount of raw damage. Otherwise, you can still attempt to forward throw into the Krown. Back throw is a brutal looking throw, and it's amazing at launching opponents off stage into a horrible spot. It'll also just kill at high percent. Then there's down throw, which buries the opponent very briefly and can be mashed out very quickly, so it's mostly used at high percents to try scoring a kill with dash up smash, and the higher the percent is, both forward tilt, up tilt, and dash attack can kill. You can also immediately jump behind them for a back air that can kill them as well if you've buried them towards the stage. If the opponent doesn't mash at all for whatever reason, you can jab once to allow a re-grab, but typically they will be mashing, and getting experienced enough to know when to release your up smash to hit them popping out of the bury is incredibly important, which comes with time and knowing the percents. As for ledge trapping, it's mostly about utilizing neutral air and forward tilt. Neutral air will be amazing at beating out regular get-ups, ledge jumps, double jumps in most scenarios, and get-up attack if you're lucky, while forward tilt can beat out regular get-ups, ledge stalls, and ledge jumps if you're lucky, while rolls are usually best punished with dash grab back throw. Forward air will also be great since it's strong and lasts for a good while. Obviously, you can always try to blunderbuss against anyone with half a brain, but that's up to you. Funny enough, tons of moves can hit ledge stalls. Back air and down tilt hits all characters' ledge hangs, landing neutral air can hit a few, and dash attack can hit a lot of characters, and can easily be the best or strongest option. There will be a document below that shows exactly what option hits which character's ledge stall. You can also just camp out the ledge roll while using Blunderbuss and Krown. You can also be very extra by throwing the Krown behind you, and then full hop forward with Blunderbuss to try covering as many options as possible. It's a bit of a setup and gimmick, but hey, it's a thing. As for exceptional ledge options, you'll typically ledge jump neutral air, double jump in with neutral air or forward air, and double jump in with Krown, which will be good as long as getting grabbed isn't a big issue. To be fair though, most characters can just charge an up smash and still get a hard punish. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, then please help me out on Patreon or by becoming a member on YouTube. Also, let me know in the comment section below which character you would like to see next. See you next time.